In this video, we are going to learn Git branches. Just clone this repository, clone it. In your case, you can use HTTPS. So this is my own repo, so I already have the key setup, so I can use this one. Let's jump back. If I right click, open Git bash here, and then Git clone and paste it. So once you clone it, you can see that you can see it into it, Git -demo. So I'm gonna open code space dash. So this one is going to open VS Code. Please install VS Code. This is a essential tool, whether you're a DevOps engineer or developer. So here, if you check in here, you got index.html file. So if I jump into that folder, if I open index.html, now you can see welcome to Git Zero to Hero. So imagine you're working in this branch and then you made some changes. Maybe you, instead of styles, you made it to style. So if you run the command git branch, it says master and it asterisk means you're in this current branch now. So if you refresh it, that's been messed up, right? Just imagine if you're working in a company and this happens. So in a production, this can be messed up. So that's where branches comes in. So git branch is an independent line of work. You can make changes without affecting the main branch and our production code. That's what we do. So let me redo these changes and then refresh it. That looks fine now. Now what we need to do, we are going to create a new branch. So whatever the changes you're going to make in that branch, it doesn't affect the master branch or main branch. So that's what Git concepts. Imagine there are 10 developers working in a company. They have to develop some features, so they can create their own branch. They can experiment it. Once we are happy with that, then later they can raise a PR to merge that branch, that code into the main branch. So we're gonna see that. Now the command to create a new branch, git branch, and the branch name I'm gonna say development. So we are creating from we are in the master branch now. So we are creating a new branch from master branch because already we are in the master. So whatever the commits we have in this master branch, the same commits are gonna copy to this development branch. If you run the command git branch again, now you can see development branch. So how you gonna switch to that branch? Git, we can use checkout and the branch name. Either you can do, if I run the command git branch, I'm in the development branch now. If I want to switch to master, instead of checkout, you can use switch command as well. Switch to master. So if you run it now, you can see it. Just try to understand this carefully. If what I'm going to do, if you want to delete this branch, this is we basically do once you develop something. Then once we're done with that, so we usually delete that branch. So how you going to do? Command git branch -d and the branch name. Okay, now if I do git branch, we're in the master. If you want to create a branch at the same time you want to switch it, so you don't want to run git a branch and the new branch name and again git checkout or switch and the new branch. That's way. If you don't want to do that, if you want to create a branch at the same time you want to switch to that new branch, you can run the command git checkout -b and the new branch name. Now if you run the command git branch, it's created a new branch as well as it's switched. You can see switch it to a new branch development. So that's what git checkout -b does. So here let's go back to here. So whenever you switch to the new branch, whatever the code you have in that branch, that automatically updates in VS Code. So you don't need to switch. Even you can open terminal here as well. That's fine. So what we are in the development branch now. So I'm going to add a new line. I'm going to add it here. I'm going to add a new header, h3 learn by doing, and save it. And then if you run the command git status, and just it's been modified, so I'm straight away gonna commit it, -am, and then gonna say add new header and commit it. If you run git status, nothing in here. If you run git branch, so now I'm gonna switch to master branch, git checkout master. So in the master branch, I don't have that. I forgot to show that. So let me switch back to development branch again. Git checkout development. Now you can see learn by doing. But if you switch to the master branch, if you refresh it now, so you don't have that. So we got that code in the development branch only. So once you're done with this local changes, what you usually do, you're gonna push to the remote branch. Git push origin and your branch name. So that's been done now. If you go to remote repository, now you can see a new development branch has been pushed. If you refresh it now, you can see two branches here. So this is exactly what we do if you join in a company. You're gonna create a new branch from master branch, and then you do some changes in it. Once you're happy with it, you're gonna push to the remote repository, and then what you do, you're gonna raise a PR. So you're gonna come to pull request, and then compare pull request, and then here you can see the arrow from development branch to master branch it's going. So that's done. You can, if you want, you can add a description here, whatever the changes you make or what this branch has in it, and then you can create a PR. Because you're gonna heard this word PR all the time if you're working. So that's fine. Once you raise a PR, so your other members, maybe other colleagues are gonna come to PR. They can see a new PR here. They're gonna click on it, and then they go to file changes. Basically there is we usually have branch protection, so you can't merge it straight away, because if you mess with this code, it's going to break the code. So they usually, some reviewers, maybe other colleagues or someone, they're going to check your code, and then they're going to review it by clicking on this file changes. So once they are happy with it, and they're going to click on approve, because I'm the it says I don't see the pull request because I'm the author, so I don't see it. But if someone raises it, I can see that. So they can approve it. Once they approve it, then you can go back to your PR now, and then you can simply merge it. In our case, we don't have that protection, so it doesn't ask. We can straight away merge it. So merging means you're just mixing your branch to the main branch, master branch. So if I go back, we are in the master branch. If I look at index.html, I don't have that code h3 in master. On line number, I think I've added it, line number 11 I believe. So let's merge it. Click on PR again, and then click on merge, confirm merge. So once you're done, if I go back to code, now we can see a new commit just now. If you click on it, so I got those changes. So once you happy with that, what you usually do, you're gonna go over here, git branch, and then just imagine if I check out this development, you won't be able to delete. We're in the development branch now. If you want to delete the delete branch, you can run the command git branch -D and the branch name. So we already checked in that branch. If you run it, it says cannot be deleted because you need to switch to other branch, any other branch other than this branch. So git checkout master. Now you can rerun that command to delete it. So git branch. So we don't have. But if I check in our code locally, this is we don't have that change, right, h3 in our master branch. Then how you gonna fetch these changes from the remote branch? This is basically we do every day while working in. We basically run git pull origin master, or whichever branch you have working in, because you want to pull the latest changes from the remote branch. So because you never know, your other colleagues may work on that, they may push something in it. So once you once you want to work on, what simply you can do, git pull origin and the branch name. So at the moment, if you check in here, we don't have that remote changes h3, but once you pull it, now you got. This is exactly what we're going to do in working in a company. Just try to understand branches clearly, and how you're going to name it, the branching strategy. You can, if you're a DevOps engineer, if what you can do, we can go to the repo you're working in and look at the branching strategy. If they have any documentation in Jira and Confluence, you can, in Confluence you can go through the documentation. Otherwise, you can simply check other branches and then you make changes accordingly. Imagine this is what we do actually. That's how we do. So let me show you just for the sake of example. Maybe you're working on a ticket, Jira ticket that starts with INF, for instance, 5432. So if you looked at other branches somebody made earlier, so you can use this strategy. You can run the command git checkout -b, and then your infra ticket ID, for instance, maybe this one. And what you're gonna do, I'm gonna say fix broken CloudWatch alarms. That's it. You can check it now. You can see that maybe you make changes in it. So for instance, I'm gonna add maybe a paragraph. I'm gonna say fixed broken CW alarms. Save it and then git commit am because it's been modified. I'm gonna say fix broken CW alarms. I'm gonna say for instance. Then you can push it. Git push origin, and the branch name is this one. My bad, it's not urgent. That's been done now. You can come back here. If you refresh it, you can see new branches. Again, you're gonna click on this one, and then you're gonna raise a PR. Even you can attach reviewers as well if you want to check your code. Maybe you got a colleague, maybe James. If you want to check James to check in, you can click on here. At the moment, we don't have any collaborators in this repo, so you don't see it. But you can, in your case, you can see them. You choose them. They can review it, and then you can follow the workflow matching thing. So that's all for this video. Oh, thank you so much for watching.